All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast.
I mean, this is a birdie fest.
It's a Philly show, baby.
Philly
Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome into Swing It and Ding It. Moose, Mays, Matthews, Masters recap. But first, Harry and Danielle, where were you when LIV Golf almost died? It almost died. It was dead. It's not dead yet. It might be dead. What the heck is going on?
It's on life support, I think.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, I think they're calling in the priest,
The DND. We don't
the
know.
minister. You know, they're calling them in, and all the family members are en route, to the hospital. I've been through this. I know what it's like.
We'd like to thank LIV Golf for participating.
Exactly.
I think it's time to.
I think it is.
So pretty wild day, right? I mean, Ryan French, who is not a scoop breaker by any means, he's he does what he does in a great way, but he's not a drama person.
Right.
Puts it out on high authority, and the whole golf, Twitterverse just goes absolutely insane. People are reaching out to the players, and there's apparently, turmoil on site in Mexico, and no one knows what the heck's going on. And then it seems like it's done. People are saying they don't even know if they're going to finish the weekend. And then Scott O'Neill has to address. And before, when he says this thing is going till 2032 and all this stuff, he's saying we're good through the end of the year, right? Our TV contracts, even, I saw a clip with Brett Baer on Fox News talking about it, right? Because it's the Saudi implication.
Yeah.
And just
the
saying
war.
Blaming the war. It's like
Yeah.
not just raising gas prices. It's killing
Right.
LIV Golf. So just a wild day in golf social media.
I think the war is an easy thing to blame it on, but I think what they're looking at is they're hemorrhaging cash, with all the upfront money that they've paid some of these players, and putting on tournaments like Moose. You sent me a text. Imagine what it cost to put these events on, like they had in South Africa, like they have in Australia, and they're tremendous events in those two parts of the world, where professional golf is sought after, and they're thirsting for it, and LIV provided that for them, and that's great. And I hope that the PGA Tour and DP can satisfy that at some point, because there's a need there. But imagine the money they spent for the return. What was the return? The TV ratings were garbage. I mean, they hardly have a TV contract. I know they have much more than they did when they first started, but it is just so nowhere. Like these players like Rahm and DeChambeau, nobody is watching them play except for the thousands of people that come to like the South African event or an Australian event, and sporadic events around the world. That's it. Like these guys are non-entities, and like finally, I guess they haven't a thing to blame it on. Like, oh, but there's unrest in the Middle East and there's a war. Let's pull. So good. Get out of this and let's get these guys back somehow on the PGA Tour.
You sound a little bit like Brandel there, Harry.
Well, Brandel's blaming, like Brandel takes the other road about the lawn, the washing, sports washing, and all that. Yeah. I'm not getting into that.
Yeah.
But
just watching the hourly updates, because even just Nuclear Golf posting like not even an hour ago that Golf Channel's reporting that some players are threatening to not play tomorrow, the first round, because they still haven't been paid for Q1 performances. So even if it is funded, why aren't people getting paid? Vendors aren't getting paid. Players aren't getting paid. What's going on? Yeah. And you just have to think about it from a standpoint like Brooks really left because it wasn't great for his family. Bryson was thinking about leaving. Like there's got to be.
Patrick Reed left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yeah. What happens, right? Let's say the doors close at the end of the year. What happens to these guys, right? Like
what should happen to them, right? We've talked repercussions so many times. I mean, Brooks, it's like, wow, okay, you get a heavy tax write-off. Like, but we want them back. But do we want to see some of these other guys back? Like,
what happens to Anthony Kim, right? Like, what happens to some of these guys?
Well, what was the last update? There was a cutoff date, and you had to have won a major in the past like 5 years or something like
Yeah,
that. Wasn't the
yeah.
PGA tours? Yeah. So
Yeah,
like you
it's
said,
like
what
the
happens
ROMs of the
to-
world will be okay, right? But when you start getting a little further
well,
down,
he's going to have to pay a
Hatton,
fine, and he doesn't like
Yeah.
paying fines. This guy, the cheap ass that he is. But I could see Bryson, and maybe you brought up Anthony Kim, doing something together on YouTube, because both of those guys bring eyeballs.
Oh yeah.
Okay, for various reasons.
Your career, like just
Well, Bryson could make a career out of it. He could do it.
what about like Matt Wolff, like those type of guys?
Oh, he's done.
Yeah,
Done.
they're going to have to. A lot of guys that I think are not at the end of their career, right? You look at a Henrik Stenson, like some of those older guys, Ian Poulter,
Yeah.
right? Like they're probably
Westwood.
done. But some of the other guys, they may just have to sit out for 3 years or whatever it is and earn their way back.
Or the
on.
DP World Tour.
Deeper World Tour for sure.
That tour can, the more names can go on that tour, the better. Like, to me, like those are good events.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because the PGA Tour only wants about a handful of these guys. We all know the names: Hatton,
Long live the
Neiman.
Cleeks. I still got the Cleeks hat behind me right there. Right there. Yeah.
Well, you got me the Range Goats hats. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Bubba Watson's another guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bubba
like
played the
Peter Uline,
Masters.
has he just done that? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I mean, I think the Corn
A lot
Ferry
of
will
those
get a lot of
names
these
are-
guys eventually.
3 years.
They'll have to pay some fines, and they'll eventually get back. But
Yeah. Well, it's also one of those things where it's like, they come out today, put out that strong statement because they're at a tournament.
right.
Right. I also wouldn't be surprised if, 4 days from now it's done. Right. Like,
Yeah.
we thought we were going to make it to the end of the year, but after
Right.
further review, we feel like it's in the best interest of everyone just to part ways right now.
Well, think
I
about
can see that.
what Rom said, something weird at the Masters. Like there's things going on that I can't talk about.
Yeah.
Phil Mickelson doesn't show up. He says there's like a family medical issue, which maybe there is. But then you look at Sergio hacking up a freaking tee on number 2, like
And a
acting
cooler,
like
and
a
then-
total
yeah.
idiot. They're like Bryson was not Bryson this past week. I mean, he was really off. Like there just seems to be something. Like these guys knew, maybe they knew that this whole thing was coming to an end. And it's like, oh my God, it's like, imagine. I know I've lost jobs. How do you act if you know you're losing your job? You're not yourself. So it's kind of interesting.
it's not losing a job because of poor performance or whatever.
No.
It's like the company's going under.
Yeah, I've had that
And you
twice.
see it happening. Exactly.
Yeah.
I like when people are like, well, they could always, file a workplace dispute with the Saudi government.
Right.
See how that
yeah.
goes.
Saudi going to give him some workman's comp.
Good luck with that. Yeah. I got fired at Yankee Stadium once.
Really?
Yeah, I got.
What'd you do at Yankee Stadium?
Well, I didn't do anything wrong, Daniel.
No, I meant
Notice
as-
how you
as
would
a- as a
assume
role.
that I would
I
do
meant as a
something
role. What
wrong
did
to
you
get
do
fired.
as-
Like I ran on the field naked or something and got fired.
I meant, what did you do as your position, as your role?
Well, I was up there for opening day. Yankees were playing the A's. Mark McGuire was still playing with the A's. And I was there with the New York rep, and we're enjoying the baseball game. And this is back when you still wore pagers. We both got paged the same number at the same time, and we looked at each other like, what's up? So we go up to the concourse, and they still had payphones then. We're on side-by-side payphones dialing into this 800 number, and they put us on a conference call with all the other reps from around the country, and we all got laid off at the same
What
time.
was that consumption like after that moment?
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Outrageous.
But the best one was, it's funny you asked that. The FDA shut the company down, and that's why we got shut down. The best one was when I got fired at the San Diego airport, heading home from a training, 2 weeks of training on a product that I had already sold the second highest in the country on in the first month of its release.
Gets fired on their day
They
off.
fired me at the airport. The guy was standing about 200 yards away from me. I could see him on his phone calling me, and I'm answering, and I'm watching him fire me. I got on the plane, upgraded to first class, put it on them, and drank the plane dry on the way home from San Diego to Philadelphia. And I got fired because I was number 2 in the country, and they wanted to put somebody else in the territory.
Wow.
That's
Wild.
what
That's
happens.
wild.
Wow.
Not too long ago, I had to end ways, fire an employee.
Yeah.
And I find out from my other employees the following Monday that I fired her the day after her birthday. I was like, oh, no. It's already so stressful to, terminate an employee anyway. And then to find out you did it her birthday weekend, I was like, wow, that's not ideal.
Man.
Yeah.
So
well,
yeah.
In the other side of the golf world, it was all about our friend Rory McIlroy. The 90th edition of the Masters, Rory defends it, joins Tiger, Faldo, and Jack as the only guys to ever do that. 6-shot lead entering the weekend, finishes up with a 71. Scotty actually shoots a 68, gets his 6th major, his 30th win. And it was a wild ride for Rory. I think it was patience and a little bit of consistency, a little bit of inconsistency that didn't kill you, being able to kind of get back. But I mean, all the way through to Sunday, Sunday was crazy because it was like, there's a lot of, I have everything kind of bullet pointed that I want to go through, the TV coverage, Rory practice, all that stuff. But, let's just start with Sunday. Let's talk about the finish, right? Because, you have Justin Rose who really kind of fell apart a couple holes.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
Right?
I do have to say this. I saw somebody tweeted out. They're like, at this point, they should at least invite Justin Rose to cocktails before the champions dinner.
Exactly. Yeah, they had a 2-shot lead heading to the back 9 on Sunday.
Yeah. And you knew that was going to happen to somebody. It just is. It's and then you're watching the coverage, and we'll talk about the coverage because it was strange. But all of a sudden, Russell Henley pops up on your TV, and you're like, "What? Wait a minute, is Russell Henley going to win the Masters? Like, what the hell is going on?"
Yeah. Hatton was in the mix.
Hatton was in the mix. Cam Young, obviously, we were tuned into him because he's playing with Rory. So you're watching pretty much every shot of his, and you're kind of seeing his challenges that rear their head. And then Sam Burns, who played so solid throughout the entire weekend. And then of course you're seeing Morikawa. I have a weird thing with like watching people like that are injured. I don't know. I just
total fakesies. I'm calling total
I hate
fakesies
saying that,
on
but
that.
it's so hard for like
absolute
there's
fake
no
job.
way that you'd be able to be playing golf if you can't even bend over and get the ball out of the hole.
I'm telling you,
like,
I'm telling
I know
you
you're probably hurt, you're probably sore, but like
that guy has a reputation for being soft. Okay. His agent is in his ear saying, hey, look, your camera's going to be on if you start playing good. Fake it. I'm telling you, he's faking it. He felt fine. He played great. He's not toughing that out. And that guy doesn't tough anything out. He's not Tiger Woods.
So strange.
Give me a break.
So strange. But the biggest robbery in all the coverage is us not being able to see Hao Tung Lee and see when he's in the foliage. Like, how did we not see every one of those shots?
I know.
It's robbery. I mean, and Scotty's just
playing like the rest of the broadcast 48 minutes later.
It may have cost Scotty the Masters.
It might have. You're right.
It really might have cost him the Masters because he is not a patient person. He gets you can see he gets frustrated, and he was frustrated. And they didn't really show it a lot, but when you saw it real quick, you're like, oh man, Scotty's not thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did he put up, a 9 or a 10 on that one hole? I mean, it took forever to play. I agree with you, Moose. It might have cost him. It might have.
Yeah. Because he was starting to roll, right?
He really was.
He was dropping.
But
Hao
Tung is great. He's great theater. He's great TV.
He's
a great guest on these podcasts. He's terrific. He speaks English. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He really is. He always has a smile on his face. They played together last year, remember, at Royal Port Rush, and it was sort of where I think a lot of people got introduced to him because they're not watching these European tour and stuff. And he's just he's a joy to watch. He's a character.
Yeah.
He really is.
He is. Yeah. He's funny, unintentionally funny. But he did say like how much he wanted to meet Kevin Hart and hope he ran into him one day. But that's something I wanted to talk to you guys about too. I mean, we can get right back to Sunday, but that par 3 contest, like, what is ESPN doing? Like, why do we have these? Harry's favorite, Jason Kelsey's there. We have Kevin Hart there. Yeah. There's cell phones all over the place. I'm like, why are we trying to make Masters.
The Masters doesn't need anything else.
No.
It's perfect.
You don't need any style, live anything.
Like, that day should be about the families, the par 3
And that's
contests,
it.
right? That's it. That's all it should be about. You don't need anything else for that.
Really, that was terrible. But yeah, let's take it back to Sunday when Harry probably got pretty excited after Rory started with, missing 2 very makeable birdie putts and then hitting that solid chip shot. And then obviously that turning into a double bogey. Harry,
At
you
4.
celebrating after that
Oh.
right there?
Oh, I was dancing. I was ready to go.
I felt he was out of it at that
know.
point.
I know.
I'm like, all right.
He made
Who's out?
24. He made
out?
He had a
24
wedge.
birdies out of 72 holes. A third of the holes in the golf tournament he birdied.
Incredible.
Think about that.
Oh,
And
yeah,
yet
I would. Yeah,
And it's so crazy because he was so dialed in on this tournament. Now you know how much he was there, how much he was practicing. He had a wedge made specifically for Augusta to play around the greens. And Johnson Wagner had one of the best quotes. They were talking about, Bryson and what happened with Bryson. And it says, you have on this course, you have to be an artist, not a scientist.
Yeah.
Right. And all the calculations of how and this is how I'm going to hit it. It flies out the window at Augusta National because that course changes overnight, and you have to be an artist around those greens. It is just wild to watch.
Yeah, and he prepared. He went there. He did his practice rounds. People had asked Brad about
Which
that.
he's allowed to do.
Exactly.
I love
and
people complaining about that. Like,
it's like, you go and do it too. But at the end of the day, he made some crucial putts. I was with Brad on Monday, and he just wanted to do some unboxing. So I'm like, time out. Like, you're Rory's coach. You just
shouted him out in the post-game interview.
He did. But Brad was like, not that he didn't think he was going to win, but he's like, look, I finished the broadcast at 12. He's like, I don't have a jet waiting to take me home. I'm driving 8.5 hours home in my truck. He's like, so I jumped in my truck and left. And he said, he put on PGA Tour radio and he had the app up so he could be watching some shots. But that's how he watched it. He was like, I'm getting out of here. I'm going home. So he went home, but I asked him, I'm like, instead of doing these unboxings, give me something, talk about what you and Rory worked on, what you prepped for, everything else. Cause he did make some crucial putts when it came down to it. So he actually gave me about 8 minutes of a video. And I'm like, okay, I can put this on YouTube, but we got to cut this down. I want to see it. And essentially I was like, well, what do you guys work on? What was the processes leading up into this and everything else? And he's like, when Rory and I are working on his putting, he's like, we talk about the importance of a putt, whether it is Sunday at Augusta or whether it's Tuesday with your boys back home. Every putt has the same level of importance. And that's how they practice. That's how they go through, their process. And obviously their process seems to be paying off. But I'll post that up on his YouTube. But if you take a look at his Instagram, he gave kind of a short little winded video on what him and Rory have been working on.
And that's awesome. I know we were going to try to have him on the show, and I don't know if we would have put him on the spot about the coverage, and I don't know how much he would have gotten into it. I don't think he would have given a Kisner answer.
He's not a Kisner.
Gave. But we have to talk about the coverage.
I saw Harry liked that because I liked that post, and then I saw Harry liked it, and I was like, all right, the guys are on the same page as me.
I mean, they showed there's a lot of tweets out there about the players and how many shots were shown of them, and it is wild. I mean. The whole thing, I mean, not knowing where the heck the balls were on 18 and just sitting there in silence. That Kisner was saying, I mean, there were some shots that were 5 minutes that happened 5 minutes ago. That they were showing.
He texted Colt and he's like, do y'all ever show a live shot? He's like, I'm better off following the app than I am the feed. Yeah. And he compared it to watching the Super Bowl and Tom Brady throwing a touchdown pass and then them showing it 6 minutes later. It's like, we've already seen, why?
Yeah. And it breaks the same commercials over and over again. And then just really, and I don't need Colt and Dottie and Trevor and everyone bing, 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 quick little quips. It was driving me nuts. And I'm usually not that critical of the coverage, especially with Jim Nantz is involved. It's like, just give me Nantz and the sound of the course.
And that's it.
I don't need hammered right down the middle. I don't need
show us golf.
Show me golf shots.
It was so frustrating seeing it on the Masters app and then it
shoot 10 shots.
Yeah.
Show me Homa. Show me Jake Knapp. Show me someone else.
I don't need to see Rory walking 200 yards after he hit his second shot into 15, walking down the hill, while other quality guys are ahead of him hitting golf shots that matter, and they're not showing it. They're showing Rory walking. Give me, and then they cut the Butler cabin for some low T interview with a guy who felt like, I don't care about that.
No.
Show me guys who are playing golf. That's
Those
all I
interviews
want.
happening Tuesday, Wednesday, leading up to the
Yeah.
Masters. Give us those interviews then. But
Oh.
when the moment the tournament starts, we should be seeing as many golf shots as possible.
Yeah. You know,
Trying to find it because it was a great tweet, and I'll search it kind of as we're looking, but it listed every player and how many of their shots were shown.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to hear that.
did
And
that?
it is so.
Who kept track of that?
Let me see.
Bruce?
Masters shots shown. It's got to be under that.
Because it was not enough. While you're pulling that up, we can quick talk about Rory's resting heart rate is around 47 to 49 beats per minute. And they gave the data on that after that shot on 18 with a 2-shot lead. His heart rate spiked to 135. Then it brought down to 121 by his second shot. Approach shot landed on the front side, green bunker, went up to 136, settled again. And then his par putt dropped for his par putt. It dropped to 117 as he tapped it in for the win. So just showing kind of how he does have that control of emotions. I mean, I don't know that, resting being, that's a low resting heart rate.
Harry
too.
Diamond should have just like punched him in the throat when he pulled driver on that hole. I mean, seriously, he's got a 2-shot lead, and Scheffler is sitting there 2 shots back. Okay, Scheffler would have strangled him in a playoff. Okay, let me just tell you that right now. Hit 5 wood, you nitwit. Put it in the fairway. Put it on the green, and let's get out of here. I mean, that was stupid. It was really stupid.
It was an unreal shot that he had to make to get.
He got
back into
lucky
it.
where he ended
did.
up for
Yeah.
that second shot to have a window to put it in the bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd already tuned out by then.
You did. You
Once-
texted.
once
You're
I-
like,
yeah.
you're like, I turned it off.
I'm done. Yeah, once I knew he was going to win, I
Well,
was
thankfully,
done.
the Masters does have a great app where you can at least.
They do. That is
I think-
phenomenal, Danielle.
Yeah.
You can go back and
You can
watch
go back and
every
watch every-
shot.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I think it's one of the
Yeah.
best apps out there. So
Yeah.
that's where I was consuming the majority of my Masters.
Yeah.
Well,
me
unfortunately, I
too.
can't
Me
find
too.
this, but it's once I do, I'll
share it on
I'll
Insta, yeah.
reshare it. But I mean, it is so crazy how top heavy it was, and like some of these guys that were surging that you didn't see a shot from them.
I
all
love
day.
to see
Right.
that. Yeah. Cause, and who's producing that? Like, who's calling the shots where they're like, okay, like, yeah, just keep it
Yeah.
on Rory walking still instead of being like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's confusing.
I don't know. It was very frustrating.
So you brought up the Rory practice thing. I mean, I think that's the dumbest storyline I've ever heard. That
Me
he has
too.
unfair advantage. Well, win
Me
the
too.
Masters, and then the next year you can practice a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can be there. And also, if you're in the field, like, why didn't you go get your practice rounds in? Like,
Yeah. Do they have a limit on how many times you can go up there? I'm sure they
I don't
have
know
to.
that.
That's,
They said there is some kind of limit, but they don't. I mean, I don't think they're going to call it. I don't think anyone's going to hit that limit, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it,
But yeah, that criticism is ridiculous. I mean, you won the freaking tournament, man. That's part of the prize, if you will, that you can go up there and
Found it.
access that place. You got
found it.
oh, yeah,
All
let's hear this.
So, Rory, shots shown 71. It says, here are the player shots totals. It's from Josh Carpenter, by the way, at Josh A. Carpenter. Here are the player shot totals for CBS's final round coverage of the Masters. This is final round. Total was up 391, up from 337 last year in shots shown. Rory, 71.
Okay.
Cam Young, 67. Justin Rose, 51. Scotty, 50. Russell Henley, 39. Sam Burns, 21. Lowry, 19. Hatton, 16. Haotung Lee, 14. And then it goes single digits. Jason Day, 8. Morikawa, 6. Hideki, 5. Hovland, 4. Max Homa, 4. Xander Schauffele, 3. And then the rest of the guys, Jake Knapp, all around 3. And then Koepka, Cantlay, 1. One shot shown. Brian Campbell, Tommy Fleetwood. Like, you don't think we want to see some of these guys instead of like nonsense?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Rose was what, 50 something?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Because he was in the mix.
Yeah.
Till maybe, I mean, he
Yeah,
bogeyed
51.
11 and 12. And then he made he got on 13 in 2 and then 3 putted for a par, which really ruined his tournament. That was it. But then I think he ended up birdieing 15 and bogeying 17. But I mean, for 50 some shots for a guy like that, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Well, how about Harry? Your Patrick Reed, man, T12.
Yeah.
He jumped out.
Yeah.
You look at Cantlay, who's been like kind of around in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. T12. Max Homa, top 10s, gets a T9.
Plays
gets
well
himself-
there.
He does.
He plays really well there.
Yeah. I mean, Hatton is another gamer, man.
He is.
Hatton is a gamer.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's always in the mix in the majors.
Yeah.
Kepka gets a T12. Fitzpatrick, who a lot of people like, T18.
no.
I know he wasn't happy with that. And then Mitsuyama with the T12. Jason Day also played really well, T12. Again, you talk
Harry
about
loved his outfits.
you need to be an artist around the greens, right? That kind of summarizes that guy's game, so you understand why a guy like that, who's been around for so long, can have some success.
Yeah,
there.
experience is a big factor at that place, and just guys that are artists, like guys that can visualize shots and create shots, is big. You know, the short game. I mean, you know, Reed, you know, final round 73, doubled 13. He had bogeys at 4 and 5 on Saturday that killed his momentum after he was right in the mix. He started birdie, starred, and then, you know, just went to you know what. But
what'd you think of the course, Harry? What'd you think of the days it played and how it played and the setup?
I thought it was
and all that?
trending towards a U.S. Open on Friday, and they obviously didn't want that because they must have watered it.
They softened it.
It made it softer for the weekend. So it was kind of interesting. Like, you saw so many players going into 13 in 2 that weren't able to hold the green. They went over the green. I had never seen more shots go over the green and end up in that little gully on 13 than I did this weekend. And 15 was like a basketball court hitting into that green on Thursday and Friday. I mean, balls were bouncing off of that thing. Reed put it in the water on 16 off of that. Scotty almost did. I mean, it was a treacherous shot. And they obviously softened that thing up because they didn't want to see that over the weekend.
Has anyone ever walked to the edge of the property to make sure it's not domed? Because at one point there's literally no wind in the forecast, and you see guys' shirts just blowing in the wind, the golf balls blowing, and they're like, "There's not supposed to be any wind right now." I'm telling you, I think they pump it in. I don't know what they do at that place. I think
along
it's
with the bird sounds.
It was. Yeah, literally. Where's that coming from? Their speakers.
Like, walk to the edge and see if there's a wall there. I don't trust.
They have their
place.
own weather system.
Yeah. I mean, it was steady, 12, 15 mile an hour wind. They said it, you know, just coming in.
Well, you know, a great Masters tournament. It was obviously strange going into it with the Tiger news. You knew he wasn't going to be there. But you have to give all the credit to Rory. I mean, to persevere in that
6
tournament.
majors.
He looked calm and relaxed. He looked like he wants to just move there and just live in Butler Cabin for the rest of his life. And who the hell can blame him? Because I would too. Everything about it just looks great. And, you know, he gets it done. It's cool. His parents were there. I thought his speech was great. I thought he nailed it. I thought, you know, the credit that he gave his parents, the sacrifices they made, you know, talking to his daughter. He actually named his wife this time, which I thought was nice. He didn't name her last time. So I thought that was good job, Roars. Nice. Figuring it out, buddy. But yeah.
This is the story about his dad, though. It's awesome. Like, his dad was a bartender at you know, I don't know if he fully talked about it on Sunday, but his dad was a bartender at their like local club. And, you know, you mentioned the sacrifice he talked about that his parents going through. And then now his dad is a member at Seminole that Rory, you know, got him in there. It's just like giving back to his parents and just showing that appreciation. Like, that it's just really cool. He also talked about like his daughter, like how he provides for her, like the life that he wanted. She gets to see all these cool places, everything else. So you got to see a little human.
I like when they show him as a kid chipping into the dryer. Or I think it was a washer, actually, him, but that's our gear.
That's what we do.
Sponsored.
Right.
It's not easy either. It's not easy.
We will be bringing that back. By the way, October 12th will be the date this year. October
I think he
12th.
needs to bring back the blonde highlights on the top of the hair like he had when he was a younger guy.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Yeah,
Go
but
with
the Swing It and Ding It Open, October 12th. Mark your calendars. Your hearts will be back chipping into the dryer in honor of Rory
October
McIlroy.
12th?
Yeah.
I will bring my parka.
Week earlier. Nah, we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
So
Yeah, speaking of having a parka and playing art golf, I finally have gotten out a little bit, but where's your game? Are we still, did you get any more walks in? How's 1912? Does opening day happen yet? Ours is Saturday.
We had opening day. It was freezing, and the wind was howling for the first, I'd say 12, 14 holes. It got nice at the end of the the last couple of holes, but it was howling. It was cold. Somebody team won it at like 20 under.
Oof.
I
know. I just saw I'm playing in the Villanova outing on Monday at White Manor.
Oh,
I think it's going to be like 49 degrees.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing? It's 85 today.
What are we doing? Yeah.
Are you serious?
It's crazy. So
yeah, but our opening day is Saturday at the Legacy Club. I'm pumped for that.
Nice.
Actually, I think I'm going to sneak over to Bala late tomorrow and get a quick round in at Bala. But I played 18 on Friday at the Legacy Club, and it was just one of those rounds where it's like, now listen, it was my first round at the club, but I felt lost. Like I did not feel great. I know people are going to laugh. I went to the range. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna hit balls for like 30 minutes, just see if I can get a little feel going. I run into my buddy Mike Weiner. He's like, it's like late day Saturday now. He's like, there's a little hole. You want to get out for 9? Went out for 9. Felt incredible. Shot the best 9 holes I've shot in a while. Was dialed, hit every green on the par 3s. Because it's all about my irons right now. I'm all over the place. Felt a little something that I needed to do. And I went from like, should I still just be playing golf? This is ridiculous. I'm getting worse, to like, all right, let's go. We'll be all right.
There you go. But you didn't warm up, right?
I did, because he pulled me.
I thought he pulled you off the range.
Yeah, I probably was there maybe for 20 minutes. So it was a warm up. It wasn't.
You don't like range sessions anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't.
Anti-range.
I needed to just fix one little thing.
Get the rust off.
One little feel.
A little bit.
Just where I was making contact with the irons. I just was. I was smothering the ball a little bit, and but Legacy Club, man, it is. I'm excited to see it on Saturday because I think the greens are going to be perfect by then.
Nice.
And the weather looks great for Saturday for opening day, so I'm pumped.
Not going to be purplish brown like Augusta.
No. And I just booked Casa de Campo again for May. I saw our buddy Corey Riley is there right now. Him and his wife Jenna are there.
I'm excited to hear your feedback of the new updates to the.
Me too.
To teeth.
Yeah. Okay. How about you guys?
Well,
Any lessons back in swing?
Not yet. Actually, I talked with Malaysia. I'm hoping for either next Friday or the Friday after. I have a couple of appointments this Friday, coming Friday. But the extent of my golf has just been some new apparel from Be Dreddy Sport for Women. So now that I got that shipment in, they sent me like 20 different pieces. I'm like, all right, we got to get out.
20 different pieces.
They hooked it up. I got a lot of nice stuff. This
Be Dreddy, let's go. Shirts. Your logo will look perfect in this backdrop right now. Danielle can do a fashion segment every week.
Like, it's great.
I
love it. The quality is incredible too. Like their t-shirts that they have, that they're made of Peruvian cotton. When you touch these shirts, I'm half thinking about throwing away everything in my closet and just restocking it with Dreddy Peruvian cotton. It's so soft. It's butter soft. It's so good.
Yeah, butter soft, just like Harry's little fade that he had going on. How's the game, Harry? What's going on?
Well, I realized I was taking the driver inside off the takeaway, and I fixed that this week. I walked 9 yesterday, threw the bag over the shoulder, and also worked on some really good bunker work where I was taking the club too shallow. Got to get a little steeper in the bunker shots. That's working with the sand that we have at the 1912 club. So things are way ahead of schedule.
Okay.
Than they typically are at April 15th, tax day.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Well, we are now headed to Hilton Head, South Carolina. I think the only tournament I feel like that has like that kind of cool feeling that makes sense after the Masters.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really hard for any other tournament to kind of matter, but this one does, right?
Yeah,
like I
does.
think it's just
elevated
where it is. It's elevated. It's the players love playing here. A lot of guys live in the area. It's a quick jump down from Augusta. So
they're already starting coverage on it too. I've been getting notifications all day. Like Denny McCarthy is live from the range. Tune in now. Like they've been doing a lot of that coverage. I don't know if you guys had the chance to tap in and see any of that, but it's cool. They're keeping the interest going and rolling and pulling you right back in already.
82 players, no cut, $20 million purse, 3.6 for the winner. Great Pete Dye course though, Har. That's the key to this place, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Harbortown Golf Links, it's part of the Sea Pines Resort. It's a par 71, 7,243 yards. Pete Dye, like you mentioned, moves 1969. And Davis Love has now done a renovation. My guy Davis Love, who's designed the course that I live on in Florida, and he's done a lot of bunker work. Davis Love III loves bunkers. I've figured it out. There's like 70 plus of them on the course that I live on in Florida, and he's redesigned and redone the bunkers on this course. So I'm interested to see what they've done. They've made changes to the 5th hole, converting some bunkers into waste areas and adding trees to landing areas on the 10th and the 16th hole. But the greens are Poana overseed. They're very small. The second smallest greens on the PGA Tour, 3,700 square foot average. And the approaches and fairways are all rye overseed. Not a lot of rough, about 1.5 inches. So no big deal there if you miss. But it's very tight, 54 sand bunkers. And water is in play on most of the holes. You might not see it, but it's there. 3 par 5s, only 1 on the back. So there's only, few scoring holes on the back 9 of this golf course. 4 par 3s, and all are at or over 200 yards. Number 4, 17, 14, and 17. It's tight off the tee. It looks even tighter. There's probably more landing area out there than you see off the tee, which is typical of a Pete Dye golf course. Small greens, plenty of hazards, and if they get wind, it could get scary.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, that's the course, of course, brought to our friends at Buy My Balls. Make sure you stock up for the season. Now's the time. Great deals over there. Buy My Balls. We talked to them actually today. We got some big stuff going on for the season with those guys. But
beautiful.
Yeah, so you had JT who won this last year,
yeah.
Scotty in 24, Fitzpatrick in 23, and Spieth in 22. I kind of have a feeling that Scotty's like, okay, I need to win a tournament. And I think he just boat races everybody this week.
Amazing that you're saying that, because it's exactly what I texted our buddy Coop and Chris Hansen on Monday morning.
He's like, all right, I just need to win.
Yeah,
like
Rory's not playing. Rosie withdrew. It's like now it's time to assert.
Now I am surprised to see Colin Morikawa in the field.
Yeah,
how's he doing it if he can't walk?
Exactly.
Can't pick up a ball out of the hole.
Total fakesies.
I do like Scotty being like, dumb question. Next, come on, move on. Like he was getting frustrated. Yeah, he's like, that's just a stupid question.
Yeah,
or being like, sometimes some of the reporters, it's like, man, if we had a little bit of a higher golf IQ, instead of being like, you shot a good round, but do you think it could have been better? It should have been like, right. Shot, Scotty, this is what you shot, but you definitely left like 4.
That was our guy Jason Sobel who said that. He's a guest on the show.
Amanda.
Sobel said it initially to him, where he said stupid question. Because he left the par 5s. He thought he could have birdied some of the par 5s. I think that's what he was getting at. But yeah, then Amanda doubled down on it, right?
Yeah, and the way Amanda asked it, I think it's, I was like, just say it correctly. Like, you definitely left some birdies out there on holes XX and X, instead of saying your lowest round ever at Augusta, but do you think it could have been better?
Knowing you, I know you would want some of those back.
Right.
That's how you position it.
Yeah.
You inflate the ego a little bit. But
yeah.
I actually went with Henley in the one and done. Yeah. I like a long shot here of Matt Wallace at 125, but when you look at the Betparx board here, as we see the line, Scotty at 350, Xander at 1,200, Matt Fitzpatrick, who's won here at 1,400, Cam Young at 1,600. A lot of recency bias here. Fleetwood, Oberg.
It's a horse for course kind of place.
Yeah,
it really.
But
is.
It's a great field, man. It's a great field. Burns, Spieth, Siwoo at 2,800, Jake Knapp. I could see Sepp Straka actually playing well here too. Mm-hmm. At that number at 3,300, and Robert McIntyre, he needs a bit of a bounce back because he didn't have a good one. How about and JT, who's playing well, who won here last year? He's like down with Jacob Bridgman at 4,000. Like, why is his number so low?
I like Bridgman at this place too,
and Harmon too, another guy that's down pretty low. But your guy Ryo Hitsatsune at 5,000 too.
Good man, he's good. But we didn't mention Robert McIntyre. His display at the Masters. We talked a little bit about Sergio hacking up the second tee and just acting like a total idiot. I mean,
got a talking to
there's got to be some sort of repercussion, okay? And McIntyre was awful.
And he's
he's hacking his iron into the ground after he hits a bad shot. He's flipping the bird to the pond on 16. Like, come on, what is happening to these people?
You're acting like a child.
Seriously.
Yeah.
These
No,
guys are
you're
the
not
best players in the
16-year-old
world.
Delinquent, like get
Yeah.
it together.
At Augusta National. for
Yeah, I'm
crying
waiting
out
for
loud.
guys to just start throwing clubs.
Embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, you know, I
Right.
just realized too. Like, I got one of those grip things that Scotty uses. Did you ever try those?
No way.
Yeah.
Look at
Are you
you.
sleeping with it?
I had it on a 6-iron. I just took it off because I want to bring it with me tomorrow.
Would
But
it fit on your, you know what?
that is a problem because I use the bigger grips with the
Yeah.
mid-size grips. Oh, we were talking about golf club hair
Yeah.
over the brajol. With the mid-size grips, same problem. It's hard to get it on. So I have to really try to work it on there, you know. But it feels good. It feels so good.
Just
Wow.
sleep holding it like that. I'm pretty sure
Wow.
Tiger used to sleep holding, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, you see
holding
Scotty using this
an
thing.
iron.
It's
All
like,
the time.
yeah,
All the
Who
time.
makes it?
I don't even know. I can't even give him a shout out because it was Grip Right or something.
You just ordered it online, yeah.
Yeah, just
Another
ordered it on-
gadget.
ordered it
Those
on
things show
Amazon.
up on my house all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but as
All
a
right.
good feel to
The strike wedge. That's Brandon's newest
Mhm.
thing.
Oh,
the
yeah?
strike wedge. He loves that.
Hey, we
Really?
met that guy.
A lot of the
Nicole
guys
Brown.
on
Yeah.
Corn Ferry Tour have the strike wedge, and they're using it all the
Yeah.
time.
I'm taking your boy Alex Noren
Yeah.
Like that.
over Akshay. Who Akshay
And Alex Noren
shot
is always just
44
sneaky.
on the back nine on Friday. Akshay was like 2 or 3 under, easily in the cut line, in the mix, and shot 44 on the back to miss the cut on Friday. Unbelievable. But anyway, I'm taking Noren. I'm taking Spieth over McIntyre in a matchup. Scheffler's
I like
in one
that.
and done. Spieth top 10.
Scotty, one and done in a
Yep, I'm taking-
non-major play. Wow.
Well, it's $4 million. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah,
It's the same
true.
amount of money.
True.
Like I finally adjusted to this to say, look, these tournaments matter as much as majors
Yep.
in the one and done. So I'm taking Hovland in a top 10 and Spieth in a top 10. But you know, we have a senior PGA championship this weekend
We
too
do. We do.
at the Concession down in Bradenton, Florida.
Mhm.
It'll be hot as hell. It'll be great. Jack Nicklaus and Tony Jacklin, who were a part of the Concession in the Ryder Cup years ago, designed this golf course. It's terrific. Stuart Sink is the favorite at plus 550 to win it. I'm going to take Miguel Angel Jimenez in a top 10 and Ernie Els in a top 10.
I like that.
Ernie.
Plus
I hope-
350,
I
330.
kind of hope one of our guys wins it. One of the guys that we have queued
I'd
up
love
to come
that.
on the show.
Oh, yeah.
right?
I'd
'Cause
love
we have
that.
a,
Maybe
we
we
have a
got
bunch of
maybe we
those
have to
guys
go
from
to
Monavian
Emergency. Yeah,
Yeah,
come on
they're,
now, then you'll win.
that want to come on.
Monavian's the
so
man.
He's the best, man.
He is.
Best. He's got us all hooked up with these guys. So yeah, I hope one of those guys wins. That'd be great. But a big show next week, Harry. Fun guest we have on from the Smiley Show.
Yeah. Let me pull. Man, you kind of caught me off guard there.
No, Charlie Holm, right?
Yeah, Charlie Holm, Carolina guy, Tar Heel.
Yeah.
He does a terrific job on that show. And I was
Smiley's
watching it
great,
today.
man.
Smiley's awesome.
I'm going to be in Miami on Wednesday for a birthday celebration, so if I'm
Oh,
tuned
yeah?
in, I might be a little saucy.
Oh, nice.
Might have a couple
like that.
cocktails under me.
I like that. You know,
Nice.
the PGA Tour's coming back to Miami in a couple weeks.
That's right.
Cadillac Championship at an elevated event. So,
Yeah.
What-
Trump,
what
right?
course?
yeah.
Doral.
Doral.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
The
back
monster?
on the map. Yep, the monster.
wow.
Love it.
I didn't realize that.
All right. Well, great stuff, guys. Good talking to you. Good catching up as a threesome here. We haven't been together too much, so it was good to catch up and talk about Rory's big W at the Masters and the live drama that we will be tuning into, because I have a feeling I don't think it's going to be the full year, the full calendar year.
No,
I think the
I don't
plug
either.
is going to get pulled as soon as this tournament ends, but we'll see. You never know. Wild times here in professional golf. But
Yep.
thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week.